Hello traders, I'm going to show you some more features that you can use on the custom search. The possibilities are limitless. I'm going to click custom search at the top of the platform. I'm going to bring it up. I like to trade options, so I'm going to add a value of 2 for option liquidity to 10. So these are going to be fairly liquid options, stocks with fairly liquid options. I'm also going to click weekly options. I like to trade those as well. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to just show you a number of different combinations that you can use. Um, so many. So let me just kind of go over a couple of basic things. Let's say that I want to search by trade signal. Okay, well, I can come in and mark bullish trade signal across a number of time periods. Well, that means that there's a bullish signal on a daily, 4-hour, 2-hour, and 1-hour time frame, and it's got liquid options. So let's see what it returns. Well, given that the market's been down a lot, about 100 S&P points in the last week, it's too restrictive. There aren't any stocks that meet that criteria. But if I start to loosen it up, I just unmarked H1. Now we're starting to see some candidates. So I'm going to move the custom search off to the side. Let's click at it and see what we've got. See if we can see anything that looks good. And I'm going to put my buy signal up. You can see how this just came up on a buy signal here. Buy signal right there. That's not bad, actually. HSBC. That is not a bad one. And just for my own sake, I'm going to put up the 10 SI to see if it's strong relative to the market. It's above 0, so yes it is. I also like using my pressure index, so I'm just going to click that, toggle on, toggle off. So you can see that there has been some selling pressure in the stock, but it's been able to tread water right on that major horizontal support level, and it actually has broken through horizontal resistance. I'm going to pop up the SPY and see how the SPY has been tanking the last week, but not this stock. This is a good one. That stock wants to go. That's how easy it was for me to find that. I didn't do this ahead of time. I'm just clicking through like I would normally during the course of the day. Found a stock right there in about a minute and a half. So I'm going to take off the SPY overlay just to keep the chart uncluttered, excuse me. And I'm going to click the next symbol, which is Alta. Earnings there, nice breakout there, good strength relative market, buying pressure, but stocks moving higher. This all looks good. I'm sure it's probably coming up on some major moving averages. There's the 200, there's the 100. So it's above the 100 and it pulled back a little bit with the market today, but it rested on that 100-day moving average. May not be a bad entry point for that one. There's our buy signal. Going to clear the SMAs out. VLO is another one. It's the final one on the list. Nice compression in here, like the buy signal there. Strong relative to the market. It's even got some selling pressure in here because the red line's below the blue one, but it's able to tread water. Excellent bullish put spread candidate. I might want to buy calls on it. So I click GTC and I put my alert here right above horizontal resistance. When this stock breaks out in the next day, the next week, the next month, whenever it breaks through that level, I'm going to get a pop-up alert on my platform. And then I'm going to be able to look at it and go, oh yeah, hey, that looks like a good one. That way I'm getting trade signals all day long. So when I see a good chart, I always put up that good till cancel alert, whether it's bullish or bearish. So that was a very easy, simple search that we just did there. We just went through and we marked bullish trade signal across multiple time frames. Now I could also do that Just going to unclick them. There's a clear button at the bottom of the search engine also, so if you get a bunch of stuff marked, you can just hit clear. Let's go in and do something similar. Let's go in and take a look at strength versus the SPY. And let's look for something that's just been so strong versus the market for many time frames. Let's see if we get any results. Well, sure we do. Well, that's good. So I'm going to click on these 6 stocks. I'm going to take the scanner off. Really nice stuff here. And now I'm going to overlay the SPY and look. FSLR moving higher, market down. Relative strength. Great looking. See how easy this is? SPY moving down. JP Morgan holding its own, strong relative to the market. Big selling pressure in here, like negative pressure on it, but it's able to tread water. This stock wants to go higher. MGM looks great. Look at that, even up today. Down market, gotta like that. OSTK has been pretty weak here, but it looks like it's finding support. Still weak relative to the overall market right here. It looks like it's trying to come up above this level here. And we've got actually some buying pressure in here. So we'd want to see, we'd want to put up a major moving average. Well, there we go. It's right off of that 200-day moving average. So for those of you who like to sell bullish put spreads, looks pretty good. Go to another one, STK. Treading water, compressing at the all-time high when the market sells off. So here's, I mean, it's pretty easy to think about this. Here's how it works. When the market's selling off like this and the stock is near an all-time high, this stock should be getting pummeled because profit takers would love to take some chips off the table with the stock near an all-time high. The problem is there's so many buyers coming in that every time somebody hits a bid, they're buying. Buy, 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 buy. It never even has a chance to fall. If it were going to fall, it would do so with a negative market backdrop. But it hasn't. The stock wants to go higher. It's got the relative strength. We see some pressure right in here. This one's going to go. Very easy search. UAA. Through major horizontal resistance here, there's your breakout. I'm going to take the SPY off, but you can see market selling off hard, stock holding right in this support level here. So let me toggle off the SPY and clean the chart up a little bit. We can get that MA out of there as well. And let's see if the 100-day comes into play. It's down in there. Would lend support at a lower level, but I'm more interested in that horizontal support line right there that extends all the way across. This is a good support level. And you can see though that the stock is on a sell signal, so I'd want to see that flip to bullish, but there are some other good things working within the overall stock itself. So that was a very easy search. All we did was we went across multiple time frames and we marked strong relative to the market. So let's also take a look. Today we had the market down about 50 S&P points. So one other thing that you might want to look for is, let's say, percent range. This is for percent range on these time frames, and so it's very short term. This is something that I would use for day trading, and especially when I'm looking for reversals. So this is going to, for bullish stocks, find stocks that are above their 90 percentile for that time period, and for bearish stocks, it'll find stocks that are below their 10 percentile for that time frame. Well, the way that I like to use it is actually on a contrarian basis. I'm looking for reversals, so I want to find stocks that are in their lower 10 percentile. I want to stick kind of to daily charts just to keep everything a little bit simple here. So I do have a method of doing that for longer term traders. and it's this percent 60-day range right here that you can select. So now let's say that we're looking for a stock. Actually, since the market's been down so much, let's look for a bearish candidate. Let's put in the stock is from 80 percentile to 100 percentile. It's up near its highs. And first, we're just going to look to find stocks and see what might be up in that area. Well, there are a few. Now let's see if we can filter that further, and let's add a bearish trade signal. And we still had some candidates. So I'm going to move this over and let's see what we've got. Now these charts are going to be pretty good looking because the stock is still near an all-time high. So you've got a gap here. You've got a fail on that horizontal breakout. And let's look at the next one. Amazon curling over. There's our sell signal. Interesting. CRM. That had a nice compression here. That's starting to break down a little bit. Still strong relative to the market. HLF. These are all stocks that are starting to soften up here, up at the top. So if you like to trade reversals and you like to short stocks that have made a big move upwards like that, this is the type of search that you'd want to use. So let's go into another search that you can use. And one thing that I trade an awful lot is compressions. I love price compressions because that is a stock that is coiled like a spring and it is ready to release. So what I'm going to be looking for is, let's clear the chart. I'm going to clear everything, clear it all out. What I'm going to be looking for is a stock that has strength versus the overall market, but it is compressing. So it's waiting to release. So I'm going to go compression in, and we'll stick with the daily chart here. And then we're going to be looking for strength versus SPY. Let's do a couple time frames here. See what it returned. A lot of them. Wow. There are an awful lot of them came up. So a lot of stocks are compressing. Let's see if we can add another one here. Still a lot of candidates. Good. That's excellent. Maybe let's add a buy signal. Why not? So as you start getting a lot of results, just start adding more and more filters to it. So now we've got it's on a good trade signal, strong versus SPY, in a compression. Let's see if we can maybe get another compression, multiple compressions. So we should see a stock here that's treading water, has not moved lower with the market, is on a buy signal, and is just simply waiting for the market to catch its breath. And when the market starts to move higher again, these stocks I'm expecting to see a breakout through the compression. So we've got about 10 candidates. I'm going to move this off chart. And now we're going to just click through them and see what we've got. Now, I didn't mark options as a criteria, and that's one reason I'm getting a lot of candidates. So let me go back and I'm going to just mark weekly options and see how that reduced our picks. Well, it did reduce our picks to 2 picks, which is okay. We'll take a look at both of these. So double click on that, and there's our compression. I do have a study, 10SQZ. I call it squeeze. I'm going to put that up. Yellow dots mean that we're in a compression. Green means that it broke out to the upside. Red means that the compression broke to the downside. So here we've got very, very tight compression with lots of yellow dots. We've got that negative pressure that we were talking about, and it's strong relative to the market. And it's on a buy signal. Okay, well, what do I do now? That's easy. You just found a gem. You click GTC and you drop that alert arrow, boom, right above horizontal resistance. When this stock breaks through horizontal resistance during the day, I'm going to get a pop-up alert, and it's going to say, hey, HFC just broke through that price point. Bring up the chart. Could be a day later, could be 3 days later, could be a week later. I'm going to see it. That's how you do it. So let me go on to the next stock here and see what other candidate we had. It was XOM, one that I really like. XOM has been buried. You can see that it's not quite strong relative to the market, but it hasn't gone down even though the market sold off. Here's our SPY, very bearish here, but stock compressing. Just went on a buy signal today. You see that it's got pressure, downward pressure on it. Here you can see the yellow dots. So what do you do with this? GTC, boom. This used to be horizontal support. Now it's horizontal resistance. Put my GTC line there. When this stock breaks out above that line, I know I've got an excellent swing trade. And this could be a longer term position because the stock has been hit very, very hard. That's how you do it. Very, very easy. It only takes a little bit of practice, and once you know what you're looking for, you're just going through these custom searches and you're marking these fields off, and when you find something that you really like, save it. And then it's going to appear under My Searches. But when you save it, make sure that you name it appropriately so you know what you're looking for. And you might want to just key off of one technical study. In this case, maybe the keyword is compressions. I'm looking for compressions, or maybe compression in, or compression strength versus SPY. Whatever it is, name it so that you know what you're looking for. You also categorize it bullish or bearish, and then you also provide a description. And so let's save it. Let's go through the exercise here. I'm going to save it. I'm going to name it. And I'm going to name it 10SQ. That's not a good description for 10 squeeze. And then I'm just going to say, this is where you want to really describe it. I'm not going to do that. I just want to show you how this works. So now I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to see it under My Searches. So right here, I click on My Searches, and there are the criteria. During the day, this is going to update real time, so you'll see new candidates come in. If you've got a very restrictive search that you really, really like, just wait for new candidates to come in. And if I can't remember what the search is, I click question mark. Now I only put in their fave, but you would see a whole paragraph if that's what you wanted to have in here, and you'd be able to know instantly what that search does. If you no longer like it, click the garbage can. Yes, delete it. So we're going to go back into the custom search window, and I'm going to conclude this video session, but I wanted to show you some of the different combinations that you could use. In this particular instance, I wanted to show you how you could use one criteria across multiple time frames, and you could also start using criteria from other columns to narrow that search. The more selective you are, the better your results are going to be. I like to operate with probably 10 to 20 stocks within a particular search. Once I hit that level, then I know I've filtered enough. Thank you. Look for future videos, and I'll keep showing you how to use this custom search engine.